Okay.
Hello. Have a seat, please. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm a medical assisting student at Minnesota Business College, and my passion for the medical field comes from the joy of being a service to other people. While living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I obtained medical assisting certification, where I learned skills of laboratory, clinical, administrative. And while living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I worked for medical temporary service, where I had the opportunity to work in various clinical settings, such as at the Tulsa Cancer Treatment Center, where I was proficient in rooming patients and preparing charts for the next day's patients. And I worked at a family practice clinic where I also roomed patients, and I also did laboratory testing of urine and fecal matter. And once I returned to Minnesota, I learned that I needed to return to school so that I could be employed here in the state of Minnesota. And while going to the Plasma Center, I learned about Minnesota Business College from a student who was on externship at the Plasma Center. And that's how I learned about the school. And she obtained employment through her externship site. And upon completion of the program at the Minnesota Business College, my short-term goal is to complete the program, being proficient in all areas such as administrative, laboratory skills, and clinical skills. My long-term goal is to obtain employment at a DaVita dialysis clinic as a medical assistant. Any other questions?
Okay, minute 34. Where do you go to school?
Minnesota Business College.
Minneapolis Business College?
And Minneapolis Business College.
Yes. You said
In
Minnesota.
Roseville, Minnesota.
Yes.
You said Minnesota.
You said Minnesota Business
Oh,
College.
that's wrong. Minneapolis, I'm sorry, it's Minneapolis Business College. It's very specific because the girl told me Minnesota Business College. I'm like, no, I know that's not right because I had experience with Minnesota Business College, so I researched and I found out about Minnesota Business College.
There's the Minnesota School of Business, which I think people get mixed up
Yes, they
with.
do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
You're not going to DaVita, though.
Okay,
So-
that's good. That's fine.
So don't
All the
mention...
experience. Okay.
Yeah, it's good that you want to go to DaVita,
Yeah.
but you're not going there for your mock interview. So if you say it in your mock interview, you're going to
No,
turn them off.
I wouldn't say that in my interview.
I want you, but I wanted you to treat this as if it were.
Okay.
So, so just, I have to point that out because you're going to Midwest. So you're more interested in the dialysis and the kidneys?
Yes.
Would you say that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Midwest what?
Midwest
ENT
ENT specialist in Woodbury.
Woodbury Clinic.
Ms. Ziegler, what are some of your thoughts?
Well, I think you need to be a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah,
It just
I would-
felt like you were reading something behind me somewhere. I need to see you smile because you have such a great smile.
Thank
and that
you.
just relaxes you.
And we've talked about it, Rachel. I mean, right? We're not smilers, right? We don't smile. This is one of those times where you have to,
Okay.
right? You have to figure it out somehow. I think what would help you is, although I got a really good indication of your previous experience and why you have to come back to school when you have all this experience so that you can be eligible for jobs here in Minnesota. I still am not sure why you became an MA to begin with. I want to hear that story. I think that will help relax you, and I think that will help you be more personable. Technically, you did very well. You were completely prepared. You had a story. We had some minor things to clean up, but that's not unusual. But the thing that you have to work on now is the projection of the personality, right now.
Yeah.
So
You look at yourself now.
it's totally different.
Yeah.
And we see this with almost everybody. I don't if it's the assignment itself or the camera, but once it's over, everyone seems to relax.
Yeah,
And then they're normal.
Yeah.
And they give the exact answer that they should have given to begin with. And so I want you to get to this point that you're at now, and you do that by, I think, talking about why you became an MA to begin with.
Way back before you
Way
were.
back before
Yeah.
I was in Oklahoma.
Yeah, absolutely. Because at some point, right, you had to make that decision, and this isn't one of those. I can't see that this is one of those careers that you just do it because there's a job. You have to like it because you're dealing with a lot of, it's kind of like raising kids. If you got to kind of like the kid in order to pick up the poop and the puke and all the other stuff, right? That happens with it. So, so that's what you have to tap into, and I think when you do that, you will completely relax, and you'll be so much more. I want to say employable, not that you're not qualified, but it'll be the personality that will make the difference for you, because you have vast experience.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to like that. Now you have to sell your personality. Okay.
Her handshake was strong.
Good strong handshake.
Yes.
That's probably from Oklahoma, right, David?
And she looks very nice.
You do.
Thank
Very,
you.
very well
Thank
done. I would say a little too much perfume. I'm sensitive, though, and I'm thinking that, if your kidneys are failing, you're probably not.
Like
Right.
the smells.
Not, yeah, so just keep in mind of that.
Okay.
Anything else? No?
No?
All right. You did a good job.
Yep.
Thank you.
So you were clearly prepared. All right. Who's freaking out in there? Everyone?
Everybody.
Send in Kelly. I think Kelly should be next. All right, you're free to go.
Thank you.
No problem. Oh, sorry.